Let's just dive right into this, because what we witnessed at the Spotify Camp Nou, wow, it was not just a football match. It was honestly a monumental collision of two colossal sporting institutions moving in completely opposite directions. On one side, you have the absolute euphoric peak of historic success for Barcelona. And then on the exact same pitch, glaring right back at them, is the catastrophic, structural failure of Real Madrid. We're going to break down the tactics, the behind-the-scenes drama, and the stunning statistics of this historic 2-0 Clásico victory, and show you exactly why the seismic shift in power is going to dictate the future of European football.
96. I want you to really think about that number for a second. For the first time in 96 years of LaLiga history, Barcelona has mathematically clinched the league title directly courtesy of a result in a Clásico. I mean, you literally have to rewind the clock all the way back to 1932 to find the only other time a league title was decided in this exact fixture. And ironically, back then, it was Madrid winning it after a 2-2 draw against Barca. But this time it was pure Catalan domination, wrapping up back-to-back titles for the first time in 7 years.
And look, they didn't just win. They completely blitzed them right from the opening whistle. Those opening 20 minutes were just an absolute masterclass that sent the stadium into total frenzy. In just the 9th minute, Marcus Rashford, who, by the way, was playing out on the right wing, steps up and bends in a pinpoint free kick. Absolutely incredible. It's actually the first direct free kick Barca has scored in a Clásico since Lionel Messi did it way back in 2012. Then, boom, just 9 minutes later, Dani Olmo delivers this brilliant knockdown, and Ferran Torres smashes home the second. Madrid was dismantled before they even knew what hit them. By the 90th minute, the Oles were ringing around the stadium, and Barca moved an insurmountable 14 points clear with 3 games left to play.
But, amidst all that deafening noise and the absolute ecstasy of the crowd, there was a much quieter, deeply heartbreaking story unfolding on the touchline. This triumph was heavily shaded in grief. Just hours before this monumental match, Barcelona's manager, Hansi Flick, tragically lost his father. He communicated the news to the club, to his players, and then he made the incredibly heart-wrenching decision to actually remain in the dugout for the game. He knew his team was on the verge of greatness. He became the first coach to seal consecutive titles for Barca since Ernesto Valverde, but he did it while carrying an unimaginable personal weight. The emotional resonance in that stadium, it was just palpable. During the pre-match minute of silence dedicated to his dad, you could literally see the tears swelling in Flick's eyes, and you could instantly see the deep, deep affection this squad has for him. Every single time the ball hit the back of the net, the players rushed straight over to celebrate with him. In just 2 years, Hansi Flick has completely transformed the mood of this entire club, taking his tally to 6 wins in 7 Clásico meetings, by the way. And when that final whistle blew as his players joyfully chucked him into the night sky, it wasn't just chants of champions you heard. It was Flick's name ringing out in absolute unity from the stands.
The contrast, unified high press versus total surrender. Let's look at the other side of the pitch now. So the crazy thing here is that both teams were actually missing some of their most crucial generational talents, right? Barca was without the injured Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski started on the bench. Yet, under Flick's system, they remained this incredibly cohesive unit. They pressed hard, they defended high, and they played with just relentless intensity. Now, Madrid was also missing stars like Kylian Mbappe and Eder Militão, but their multi-million-euro spine, featuring Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, Aurelien Tchouameni, and Antonio Rudiger, they completely collapsed. There was zero urgency. Actually, scratch that. It wasn't just a lack of urgency. It gave the overwhelming impression that they were just going through the motions, effectively surrendering without a fight. Because you have to realize, what we saw on the pitch was really just a symptom of a much deeper, fast-spreading organizational rot. I mean, what a disastrous week for Real Madrid. We are talking about a total implosion here. First, a severe dressing room division gets exposed by a training ground bust-up between Tchouameni and Federico Valverde. Then, a genuinely humiliating exit from the Copa del Rey at the hands of lower league Albacete. That led directly to the firing of manager Xabi Alonso. And who did they appoint to study the ship? Álvaro Arbeloa? A coach who looked frankly thoroughly unprepared for the monumental task of fixing a deeply broken squad. It's just compounding disasters one right after another. 20. For the first time in 20 long years, Real Madrid is going to go 2 full consecutive seasons without winning a single major trophy. Think about the sheer gravity of that for a club of this size. The gap between them and Barcelona at the top of the table is practically a chasm now. This isn't just a bad run of form, folks. This season has been, by literally every metric, an unmitigated disaster. And honestly, nowhere was this systemic failure more obvious than in their completely toothless attack. Kylian Mbappe had actually returned to training earlier in the week, yet he was shockingly excluded from the matchday squad altogether. His only contribution to the biggest game of the entire year, posting a supportive message on Instagram from his couch when the team was already 2-0 down. Meanwhile, out on the pitch, Gonzalo Garcia was completely isolated, managing just 17 touches in 79 minutes. Brahim Diaz ran himself into the ground but produced absolutely nothing to show for it. In total, Madrid generated a pathetic expected goals of just 0.79. It really leaves you completely bewildered as to how a team with these kinds of astronomical resources can look so utterly lost.
So, the really crucial question we're left with is this. After the match, interim manager Álvaro Arbeloa admitted they need to put the collective ahead of the individual. But with Arbeloa almost certainly out the door, and rumors swirling loudly that José Mourinho might actually return to the Bernabeu, we've got to ask the hard question here. Is the manager really the problem? Or are the deep-lying issues, the massive egos and the executive-level decisions hiding a systemic rot that literally no tactical change can fix? I mean, can any single coach rebuild a fractured dressing room while Barcelona sits united at the absolute summit of Spanish football? It's a fascinating, honestly kind of ominous dynamic, and it's one that will absolutely dictate the future of LaLiga. So what do you think Madrid's very next move should be? Keep thinking about that, and we'll see you in the next explainer.